around 2024 to 2025, my only goal, my only mission was to memorize Quran. I would sit down, I would obsess about it, I would write notes, hang it on my wall, think about the goal, research that goal. My only mission was to memorize Quran. I tried so many times, and for some reason, the more I try, the harder it is, and I fail every single time. And I wish someone taught me how to actually set goals the right way. And by the way, please, you might heard of people like writing their goals and pasting on the wall. I personally would not advise you to do that. Why? Because the first time there was a musabaka we were having, there was like a Quran competition. So at first I was hyped, I was fired up, I was trying to memorize Quran, spending hours in the masjid and everything. The moment I just wrote it on my wall, I pasted it. I remember what did I write on the wall. I think I've forgotten what I wrote it, but it was somehow like a motivational speech or an accountability speech. Let's say, for example, do you actually want this kind of questions like that? I pasted on the wall. Sorry, I remember. There is no place for you in second place. I pasted on the wall. And in my make sense, you might think that this is okay, this is a motivational code, like there's no place for you in second place, so you have to become the first position, right? I pasted it on the wall. It just saps my motivation away. The moment I pasted on the wall, I felt I had no motivation to do anything. And the idea of it in the internet is people talking about no, motivation is not important, you need discipline and all these things. But I want you to know that you cannot discipline yourself through these things. Like for Quran, I'm a disciplined person. I try to discipline myself, but it doesn't work because I set the goals the wrong way. And I'm going to teach you how to set the goals the right way. And I'm not going to like talk about all the advice you get here in this video. I'm sure no one has ever talked about this. My way is that you get a journal. Okay? The first step. I'm going to teach you my own way to set goals the right way. Step number 1. Get a journal. I know this might sound counterintuitive. I would say, okay, read these books and all these things. No, get a journal. A journal is it's not expensive at all. It's not expensive. You don't even need the expensive like $100 Amazon journal. No. Just get any book, for example. Like I live in the entire country. I live in Nigeria, and books is very cheap. Buy a book, just a piece. Even if it's a piece of paper, get it. I don't really like the phone and everything. Get a notepad, whether it's a journal, whether it's a jota, whatever. Get it. That's step number 1. Step number 2, I want you to write down your goals. I have like a journal I have as well. I did the same thing I'm teaching you. And because I saw the benefits, that's why I'm teaching it to you. Write down the goals. Step by step. I don't want you to explain it, write the steps you want to take. Wait before you write the steps. Write down your goals. And I want you to segment the goals into two. But I want you to categorize your goals. You might do, for example, I have 4 categories of my goals, and you can do whatever, like health and fitness, maybe relationship with your family, or maybe it's like your work, your Quran, whatever. Categorize it, and from each category, I want you to dissect it into 2. And from each category, I want you to separate it into 2. One is the big goal, the big mission, the long-term goal, and the second is the short-term goal or the yearly goal. Right now, I'm recording this video in June, so they have about 6 months. For example, I would give you my own goal of memorizing Quran and also my goal for work. I know I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but I want you guys to hold me accountable. My Quran goal, the big goal, is to have everything, memorize everything in my head, to be able to lead Salah, everything with perfect study, with perfect everything. That's the long-term goal. It's gonna take a long time. But my yearly goal right now, I've memorized half of the Quran. I wanted to complete the goal for this year. The second goal for my work is that the big goal is to have 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and the small goal or the short-term goal is to complete 10,000 to get 10,000 subscribers on this channel. And you can help with that by clicking the subscribe button. When you do that, the third thing, which is very powerful, and I really want to emphasize you, If there's a part of the video you really want to watch, is this part, which is associate that journal. Well, let me quiet. Very, very powerful. Come closer. Write down stories. Write down, document your goals. One goal a week. And what's powerful is that at the end of it, try to create some form of novelty. For example, I was doing for my Qur'an goals. At the end of it, I wrote something, but there was something that fueled me to get to do a Quran competition. But more on that on the next episode. You can kind of understand what I'm doing right there. If you've watched like series of Indian series and everything, the last part, that's when you like they will kind of turn on your all the novelty parts of your brain. You would crave the next time. And when I did that, I promise you, it's very, very powerful. You would want to journal, and I can't wait for Sunday to journal again. I've been about I've journaled for the 13th. This is the fourth time. I can't wait for Sunday. Every Sunday I journal like that. I discipline myself to keep it once a week because I know if I do it multiple times, I would get intense and I would lose the novelty. And for the work, just write down the part that would make you crave. Even you as a writer, you would want to write more like that. Associate novelty. You probably never heard of this thing in the internet. Associate novelty with your goals. When you finish writing that, you should. The way I did it is I took the journal, I kept it where I don't even see it, and I know this sounds so different from how the modern day talks about make it obvious. Look at like so habits taking make it obvious. All these things, I make it unobvious. Why is because when I see them, I've already associated with novelty, so I would do that thing more. That is why I hit the thing. I just keep a reminder every Sunday. I would come and write down the progress on my goals. If you want, and I would, this is a bit tricky because the moment you write down the steps you're gonna take or the plan you have for the goals, it just saps out the motivation out. Okay, you kind of have to do that. You have to use the real discipline, design systems instead of goals. Why? Because goal is a momentary event. There's a saying in this book, Atomic Habits. It says that you don't fall to the level of your goals. Sorry, it says that, and it says that you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the levels of your systems. So create some systems, right? Write the manageable steps. Okay, make the goal measurable. Why? Because if you cannot measure the goal, for example, there was a goal I was having in the past, which is like getting shape. You cannot measure getting shape. Trust me, you cannot measure. Even if there's like all this scale, you cannot measure getting shape. But keep a number to it. For example, this is amount X amount of this and all this. Is just number it. Make it measurable. That's how you be able to do your goals. And I wanted to touch about the last part of this video. Many people we've seen people like in Adam Arabic it says trust in the process. I would like to take this a step further because I'm a Muslim. Some of the times when you just trust in the process, for example, when you achieve the goal, everything you just start to feel arrogant, which is very, very bad. And that is why I end every single one of my videos with too much attention makes a donkey think it's a lion. You have to, this is a warning against arrogance. Trust, instead of saying trust in the process, trust Allah in the process. Simple. You control the efforts, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls the outcome. Some of the times you would enjoy these things, like in fact when I'm exercising and everything, and I'm going to show you a progress picture. I just enjoy the process, okay, and trust Allah. That's just the thing. If you kind of you are unsure on this part of this video, you can rewatch the previous parts of the video. And I would like to end with a humble quotes. Too much attention makes a donkey think he's a lion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.